Libra, what is going on? Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're looking at your weekly reading, right? Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cross watchers, obviously welcome. And the energy is always fluid. As long as the message resonates, then it's definitely meant for you, Libra. All right, guys, let's get going. We just finished out Mercury retrograde starting in last year. Hence why these videos are coming out late. It's a time to reflect, right? Really take inventory on what's going on in your life, in your world, and how that actually aligns with you. We can't always prevent the BS from happening, but we can take note of it, right? And then find creative ways to work through it, etc. Not be confined to the obstacles. You know, this kind of reminds me of that energy, like we always come into things in our life that forces us to dig deep, to be stronger, to be better, etc. They're not easy life lessons, right? Dictated by Saturn, the planet of making sure, challenge, hardship, making sure that we learn our lessons, our karma, right, in life. But you're doing it. I feel like you're in this space where it's really important to protect what you're working on, what you're building, and what you're growing, Libra. And to me, this overarching energy really talks about how there might be some places that you haven't looked at, you know, those like nooks and crannies that need a little bit of dusting, a little tender, loving care. And I feel like this is definitely something that's actually going to help your manifestations move forward. I don't feel like this is easy energy because this is talking a lot about where there are blocks, where there are obstacles in whatever you're dealing with, right? And you're working, I love that energy for you. You're working towards 10 of Pentacles, that abundance, really stepping into your power, what you're building and growing for your life, for your legacy, your children, if that vibes with you. It's a really powerful energy, right? But a lot of times we have to take that step back to reflect and really figure out what is working and what is not, right? It sounds so simplistic, but it's so true. It's easy to get into this kind of like tunnel vision when we have certain goals around what we're trying to manifest. But there is this call, right? 7 of Cups to, again, take that step back, not to be overly redundant, but I feel this energy of like looking at your options, really assessing what is actually going to be highest and best for this kind of ideal that you have set forth. Because you are seeing things at a different perspective. The Hangman, you know, in this deck, it's really interesting to me because it's dubbed the traitor. And to me, this obviously, like anytime we feel betrayed, backstabbed, etc., it's going to force us to look at things differently. And I feel like you're kind of in that space where you really have to take note of what is happening, evaluate, reflect, like we talked about, to make better, stronger decisions for yourself moving forward, right? Because this is a lot dealing with your home, even partnership, you know, whether you're together with someone or not, this is calling in that abundance, calling in that person that you feel connected with, that's actually like on the same wavelength, like on your same vibe about what you're trying to build. And you're taking a lot of time to look at what that is for you. What you've been dealing with in the past, it looks like relationship with someone who hasn't really wanted to participate. But I also feel like this is a slow development of what you're trying to bring in for yourself. So be patient is what I'm hearing, right? Not everything happens overnight as much as we wish it did. You know, instant gratification, whoop whoop, but not always, you know, not always practical. There have been a lot of things that have come in your way. Because I'm hearing it as, you know, you're really taking the time to authentically set those boundaries for what you're cultivating. Meaning, you know, you're not putting your energy into the people, places, things that don't specifically add up for you. And rightfully so. I think you have to connect with people that are very supportive to what your idea is, what you're putting forth. Yeah, because, you know, okay, Two of Cups, there's someone who wants to connect, who's interested in you. Yeah, but, you know, to me, it definitely feels like you've been down this road before. And I feel like you're being a little self-protective, but I think that that's actually really good for you. Because I feel like what this person is asking of you, this love energy, like I said, you've already kind of been there, done that. You know what it is. This feels a little bit like that traitor energy I was talking about. Someone who's not really on your side, on your team. Maybe trying to make it look that they are. But especially with that Six of Wands in their energy, that is a very self-centered focus. That is someone who's out for their own success, their own victory, and not really looking at it through the lens of what is highest and best for everyone in this situation. You know, to me, it feels like you have probably had to self-protect a little bit, Libra. I feel like there's a lot of people involved in your situation, having a lot of opinions about what you need to do, how you need to show up, who you need to be, etc. And I think you're weighing things accordingly, you know? I don't get this like defensive energy from you. Self-protected, yes, but I think that's very appropriate for where you're at because, again, we're kind of seeing this achievement in your overarching energy, places that you're actually trying to rise up, step up, etc. Not encounter the same BS. And I don't specifically like love this other person or situation's energy that you're dealing with because while yes, there's connection there, there is a foundation of togetherness that can come through not just romantic relationship, but business, friends, partners, family, etc. Someone that you're connecting with, it feels good. There is some synergy and harmony, but there's also, like, you also know what this person is presenting to you, right? The truth of who they are. I actually had this very profound conversation with my child today, and he was basically talking about if someone shows you this is who they are, then more than likely that's how they're going to show up towards you again. And this kid is like 4 years old. And I was like, you're so right. You know, if someone shows you this is how I am, then that's how they are. And we need to see that and we need to believe that and not create these fantasies. This High Priestess, Queen of Swords energy is really calling you to look at your intuition, Libra. That's you connecting with that part of yourself that really innately knows. Like I said, to me, it reminds me of this Ten of Swords. You've been down this road. You know who this person is. You know how they're showing up. And you don't really need any more answers to your questions. Like, yeah, it might not feel great. It might be not fun, you know, but I don't know, anytime we're in conflict, that's pretty routine. Conflict shows us that something is not right. Conflict shows that there's something off. It's our internal guidance system saying, hey, you need to look at this a little bit deeper because this is not really where you need to be or what you need to be doing. Even if that situation fits you, there still is something that needs to be reflected upon, readjusted, so that it kind of is more of a level of reciprocity, balance, equal give and take. We don't always realize that, right? Especially Libra energy can be very understanding, you know, of just the world, how things move. Be mindful that you're not blocking your abundance is what I'm hearing. I think you've been working very intentionally on what you're growing and building, what your goals are in this situation, but it's still going to take some time. And I think you recognizing that is actually going to be more helpful. And this is also that value of really listening within to what's going on, what it feels like, what is highest and best. So Hierophant is more tradition. It's kind of like the places that we find our honor, our integrity, things that we might not be seeing, that we might not be looking at because our ego is getting in the way. Our ego wants a certain outcome because X, Y, and Z is screwing us over or doing us wrong. But that value, you know, not that I think you should like give this person a lot of justification or clout per se, but I do think it shows that they are trying to heal. They're trying to work towards better solution. Yes, it is a lot born out of their own success. So be mindful of that. But it looks like whatever you're dealing with, this is completely new for them. Maybe there's a little grace that you can give in the meantime. That goes back to that Queen of Swords energy, right? She's not, you know, just a bee. She's not super harsh. Like, oftentimes in the tarot, she's compartmentalized that because she has to make difficult decisions. But she also knows when to give grace, when to give understanding. It's actually like full embodiment of Libra energy. And what I would say with this person, obviously you know what is highest and best. You know, but here's the thing. I would say you still have to honor yourself. You still have to really claim your truth. Speak your truth. Make sure that you are heard and on record for being heard. Don't get trapped into this person's kind of romanticisms of what this potential can be. I feel like you're going to be under the limelight. I think that depending on what your situation is, I see this element of you kind of being questioned, interrogated, your values looked at in a scrutinizing way. So be mindful of that. But I feel like that's also going to work in your favor is what I'm hearing, Libra. Yeah. Oops. Cover that up. This is actually going to give a little bit better balance in this situation. So if you have someone who's trying to lord things over your head, take control, I feel like this is actually giving you the upper hand. But what I'm hearing is you have to remain strong and diligent through the process, which isn't always easy, right? Especially when we're dealing with people who are not specifically on the same page. I love that. This message of hope. To me, it is a lot about you putting your energy and emphasis into that wish fulfillment, you know? guarding what is yours to be protected, what you are growing. Like I said, that abundance. And don't let anybody in on that if they are not worthy of, right? There's some strong boundaries that need to come into play with this individual. Maybe they feel like they can kind of get one over on you. This is a lot about being vigilant. Yeah, we can always see someone else's perspective, like they're having a hard time or they're going through X, Y, and Z. But we really want to make sure that we're not justifying bad behavior. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with this person. They're not ready. They're not ready to step up, to show up in the way that you want them to, Libra. And I feel like you know this. I feel like you've had enough evidence of this. Are they coming back around? Probably at some point. Not in the near future. But if they do, this is a lot about, like I said, yeah, protecting your energy, being mindful, not letting anyone in too deep that really doesn't deserve it. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate the energy. I hope this reading helped you. Lots of love and blessings to whatever you're navigating through. Check out my other content. I do personal readings if you're interested in having me look at your situation a little deeper. Thank you so much for your time and energy always. I totally appreciate you.